It seems very, very, very poetic that the first player I would make 3 videos about on my channel would be a guy who plays for my favorite team. I made a video about Javonte Williams last year on New Year's Day during draft season, and then I made another video about him in May after the Broncos took him. And originally, when we first drafted him, my honest idea was that yes, I knew that Javonte was likely going to be a beast, but how often in the modern NFL do you see bad teams take running backs in the second round, or not even in the second round, way higher than that? How often does that work out? Usually it does not work out for the better, but I have a feeling that what I'm watching right now with my favorite team, with Javonte Williams, who is not my new favorite player, is something magical, something that I'll have fun watching for a very, very, very long time. Javonte Williams, coming out of North Carolina, had one of the best collegiate profiles as far as tackle breaking and as far as just running with pure power and elusiveness. Every single stat you look at from Javonte Williams, his UNC career, it just gets more and more and more ridiculous. 75 broken tackles last year for Javonte Williams was first in the NCAA among running backs. The guy who was 6 behind him was Najee Harris, who ended up going 11 picks before him in the NFL draft, and Najee Harris had 95 more carries than Javonte Williams did. Najee was a pure power back, whereas Javonte was in a timeshare with Michael Carter, and Javonte and Michael Carter last year was probably the greatest running back duo we have ever seen in college football. I know some other great running backs who have come out of the NCAA, probably have a word or two to say about that. But as of today, Michael Carter and Javonte Williams have the record for most rushing yards in a game by an RB duo of all time. They set it last year against Miami, who I believe was a top 20 team. And that game was pretty much Javonte Williams' coming out party. There was that ridiculous run where he just did not stop moving, and he ended up running into like 3 or 4 guys, and they could not bring him down. And in Denver this year, it has been more of the same. Like, I don't know what it is that makes this guy so hard to tackle. I don't know if he has some insane core balance that his trainer works into his routine or whatever. But anybody who has watched the Broncos game this year knows that you cannot bring this dude down. And even when you do bring this guy down, the defenders react like they just tackled Derrick Henry. Like, it genuinely hurts. You can tell they're feeling it a little bit. And looking at his size compared to the other guys who have come out within the past 2 years, because we've had some really, really good backs come out in the 20 and 21 drafts, we have Javonte Williams, who's 5'10", 212. Hovering around that range are guys like Swift, are guys like Dobbins, are guys like Akers. Swift is usually known for running away from you in the receiving game. J.K. Dobbins is known for ripping off long runs, playing right next to Lamar, having that ultra uber efficiency. And Akers pairs his burst with power. Javonte Williams, he can beat you in every single way. He is not as good of a receiving back as DeAndre Swift, but he gets the job done. He can also rip off runs like J.K. Dobbins, but he, albeit, does not have the top-end speed. And he plays violent like Cam Akers. He is a 5'9", 212-pound sledgehammer. My comp for him coming out was Marshawn Lynch. He just does not go down, and not only does he not go down, but he's breaking tackles at a historic rate. So I'm going to put something on the screen now. It is PFF's missed tackles forced, the highest rate in a season since 2006. You guys remember Marshawn Lynch the year after Seattle won the Super Bowl. And you guys remember Nick Chubb last year, who in the fourth quarter, I believe at one point was averaging 12 yards per carry. Here comes Nick Chubb in the fourth quarter when you're already tired to just beat you up some more. And then we have Javonte Williams, who is breaking tackles on 3% higher of his runs than Nick Chubb and Marshawn Lynch when they both had absolutely incredible seasons the year they appeared on this graph. And I'm going to put something else on the screen that is yards after contact and missed tackles forced per carry rank. So this is basically combining missed tackles and yards after contact. So let me just put this in perspective. Higher on the graph means you are more elusive. Lower on the graph means you do not make any guys miss. Left on the graph means you run with absolutely zero power. Right on the graph means you do not go down. Look at the company he is in as far as this graph: Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, Tony Pollard, Jonathan Taylor, James Robinson, Ramondre Stevenson, Dearness Johnson. And I like when guys get their shot and they ball out, so keep killing it, Dearness and Ramondre. Also, are we going to talk about the Browns having 3 guys in the top right corner? And it's not like he's doing this running behind the 2014 Dallas Cowboys O-line either. The Broncos O-line is never horrible. Some games it's good. Most of the time it's meh. And if you go on ESPN, you look at the team's run blocking win rate, they are the 21st best team in the league. Before the year began for the Broncos, I kept telling everybody that I thought Melvin Gordon was our best offensive weapon. And that held true for a little bit. With these very, very good prospect quarterbacks and running backs, we typically see them take over towards the back half of the season. I'm here to talk about real life football this video. I'm not here to talk about dynasty, but if you play in a dynasty league right now, Javonte Williams is currently being ranked as the RB4 on Keep Trade Cut, which is a real-time market value system to evaluate how the market is feeling about certain players at any given time. Javonte looked amazing against the Chiefs. Unfortunately, what does a running back who looks amazing get you when you have no quarterback? It gets you 9 points. But in an offense that features so many weapons like Sutton, Judy, Patrick, Fant, Alberto. Yeah, I know people are going to be mad that I slipped Fant and Alberto in there. Javonte Williams has been by far our best offensive player this year. Javonte Williams is not a good running back. He is already a great running back. Every stat you see from this guy just gets more and more and more ridiculous. And it really, really makes me appreciate what it's like to have already one of the best running backs in the game on the team I cheer for. With how many guys we have spent the last 4 or 5 years roughly watching just dominate. I remember Kamara, CMC, and Dalvin Cook's rookie years like they were yesterday, because that's how running backs are in the NFL. The lifespan of workhorse running backs, it's been said all the time, running backs are not valuable. Running backs are a dying breed because of how dependent they are based on the team around them. George Paton's first draft as a Broncos GM was absolutely fantastic. They have Patrick Surtain, who is a Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate, might even win it if not for Micah Parsons. Been absolutely awesome for the Broncos this far. Second round pick was Javonte Williams, who I just spent so much time raving about. Third round picks were Baron Browning and Quinn Miners, who Quinn Miners has already made a few plays that have made me go, wow. Baron Browning completely revamped our defense. Caden Stearns, when Kareem Jackson has been hurt, has looked absolutely fantastic. And Jonathan Cooper is one of the reasons we felt comfortable trading away Von Miller. Javonte Williams is not overly athletic. The only thing he really tests at an elite level as far as running backs in the NFL are bench press, 20-yard shuttle, 3-cone, broad jump, vertical jump. Javonte Williams' relative athletic score is 8.79. So that tells you that his base athleticism is good, not elite for a running back. His player profiler will not blow you away either, but what does stick out is his agility score, which is in the 89th percentile as far as running backs. So last year, COVID year, in the 20 draft, we had JT, Akers, Swift, Dobbins, CEH. Those were the big 5 in a sense. This year, as prospects, we had ETN, Harris, and Javonte. In 22, things could change between now and April. I don't want anybody to get Journey Brown because the Kodiak cursed them. We have Hall, Spiller, Walker, White. And in the 23 class, we have guys like Robinson, Henderson, Gibbs, Milton, Bigsby, Evans, and just all these guys who are likely going to be viewed as better prospects as we go into the 23 draft. But my point is, all those great running backs who were drafted in 2015, 2016, 2017, who we have watched just absolutely wreak havoc in the NFL. Think about Gordon, Gurley, CMC, Kamara, Cook, Henry. They're all now on the decline. There are a bunch of great new running backs who are coming into the NFL. Most of them have signed second contracts, and those contracts are already starting to look bad. So we are watching a new era of running backs dawn on us in the NFL. The top dogs right now, as far as this new crop of running backs, are Jonathan Taylor, Javonte Williams, and DeAndre Swift. I'm not trying to rank those guys or anything like that, but those are the guys we are going to watch dominate. And as somebody who was originally mad that we traded up to draft Javonte Williams, I wanted Tevin Jenkins. That shows why I am not. My dream is to work in a professional sports front office and even become a GM. I still got some work to do there. All right, guys, that does it for me. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not already. Follow me on Twitter. Link is in the description down below. Anyways, guys, have a good day, and peace out.